Khan, Shalom, Shalom. All praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob through his son Yahweh Shai, Shalom. The brethren will introduce themselves. Khan. Salakia, one moment. The brother fell off. Bring him back in.
Y'all can hear me?
Khan. Sound clear, Cut.
Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Thumb. My name is Captain Kadash from the Light of Zion. Hallelujah.
All praise to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Truly His mercy endureth forever. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Thumb. Shalom. This is Captain Zamar Lee, LOZLeeCounty. Shalom.
Khan, Shalom. All praises to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is Captain Kaya Rum from the Light of Zion. Shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel. Shalom.
Khan, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This is Officer Nathaniel Allah from the Light of Zion.
Shalom. This is Officer Asher from the Light of Zion.
Khan, all praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel, the Hebrews, the chosen people according to the Bible. Shalom. So, everybody's pretty much up to date about, the natural events or the hand of the Most High that pretty much, touched down in Fort Myers. We wanted to definitely jump into that. And, and it just the Most High's destruction, man. His visitation was definitely upon earth, man. Right. And we're definitely going to jump into that. We got a lot of footage we want to bring out about the destruction that the Most High put on this place, man. Right. So, we're going to just jump into it right quick. I had a couple pieces of footage that I wanted to bring out as well. Before we start, Officer Nathaniel Allah, may you bring out Colossians 3:17, Baba Kusha?
Khan, this is the book of Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Father and the power by him.
Khan, all praise to the Most High, to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? So let me just start on with this first verse, right? Let me get the book of 2nd Ezra, right? Officer Asher, let me get the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and we're going to start at verse 1, right? 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1.
Got it. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1.
Right.
He answered me then and said,
right,
measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
That's the time that we're in, right? We're in the time where the Most High or the highest will begin to visit the world which he has made, right? He'll be visiting this world with his destruction, right? With his strength, where the scriptures talk about his arm, dealing with his strength, his power, his might, right? And we see the Most High is going to start making his visitations upon the earth, right? Give me verse 3. That you can end it there.
Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Right? Earthquakes or natural disasters, like they call it, but we understand it's spiritual, right? Keep going.
Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee.
Right.
Even from the beginning.
Right. So we see that the Most High has spoken of these things in the beginning, right? Of the destruction that's going to be brought upon this nation, man. Right. So, I'm going to jump into a couple of different footages right here. 1 second. All right. Let me see here. All right. 1 second. All right. We know. So, we send our prayers and our, condolences, and any type of support for the children of Israel that's in Fort Myers that was affected by this hurricane. that experience any type of, discomfort during this time. I pray that the Most High restores you back to full strength and health in regards to anything that may have been lost or damaged. I pray that the Most High continues to bless you tenfold, right? But to the other nations that experienced this goddamn hurricane, all praises to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? The Most High is sending this swift judgment upon these nations, man, right? Let me keep going on this right here. Put this out, right? Right?
It looks like a bomb dropped on this place, man.
Con. I'm not sure if I'm looking at this right. Was this bridge connected? This right here was connected?
That bridge is gone. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's the bridge that they say collapsed.
Wow.
It almost looked apocalyptic. That's crazy, man. Your mic is off. Can you say something up? Yeah, Kyrum saying something. Your mic is off, Kyrum.
All right, Salakia. Right. So, right, Con. Let me pull this up right quick. All right. Let's see here. Right, so there's a lot of footage, man. Let me go back. Hold on a second. All right, hold on. Right quick.
And what a lot of people don't understand is that, this is not these things that happened in Fort Myers or on the west coast of Florida. It's not a coincidence. When you read the scriptures, we know that everything is spiritual. You have to look at everything through a spiritual eye. Right. This is not just a storm that brewed because of hot water and, some atoms came together and started spinning around and made this huge thing that can take out the whole peninsula. Right. This is done by the works of the Most High. All right. These what we call hurricanes. These things have spirits on them. And these spirits are made to avenge and appease the Most High against the wicked. I got a couple stories. I reached out to all the brothers, after the hurricane. You got brothers saying, listen, my house was untouched, but the house next door to me was completely gone. When you hear things like that, you know that the Most High is working, right? It shall not be so with us, right? With them, they're going to suffer these things. These spirits of the Most High, the unrighteous men, the unrighteous women shall be harmed by these things, right? You had a scripture out? I know you. I got a precept. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 49. In that thou hast, I'll start at 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. But understand thou for thyself and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. So basically what this precept is saying is that we should be searching for the Most High, because a lot of great travesties are going to be falling upon this world in the latter time. Just like how you see the hurricane that hit Fort Myers, it has done it has done the Most High's will. It came seeking destroying the wicked, but the righteous will stand bold and will stand in the end.
I see what you're saying,
So
King. Right. So this is just I remember I was talking to the brothers, and it's very spiritual when you talk about how a lot of people, when these hurricanes or food shortages or start to happen, you see a lot of our people go into a panic, right? They start to go to the gas stations, fill up 5 buckets of gallons of gas, right? They taking all the water from the stores, right? The Walmart's packed to the line, packed to outside, right? And people start to panic and and they're frantic, right? But you got to look at the spiritual side of it, right? That's exactly how our people going to be in these last days, man. When the Most High starts to really wrap things up and he starts to put his judgment upon the earth, you're going to see how many people really are going to wait to the last minute to prepare, to try to get ready spiritually, right? You see a lot of our people wait until last minute when stuff hits the fan. That's when our people want to start to prepare. They don't want to prepare now when the watchman is out, is teaching the children of Israel, right? For warning them of the destruction that's going to come. They're not going to prepare at that time, right? No, they wait till the last minute, right? The scriptures talk about how the brother showed up to the wedding without a garment, right? And a lot of our people, they're going to be caught slipping like that, man, right? Not having that oil in these last days, right? To the point where they're waiting at that last moment to be caught up, man. Con, I wanted to
Con, I had a
Con,
precept too.
okay, go ahead.
Con, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 15. So persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm. So you see that the Most High will persecute these nations with the tempest and the storm, because the whole chapter of Psalms 83 is talking about the other nations.
Khan,
Good point.
Slack just
Go
to
ahead.
add on, to that, Isaiah 29:6 says, "Thou shalt be visited of the Most High of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire." And this is what we're seeing. The Most High is visiting. He said he's going to visit the earth, but not as a man. And he's trying to get people's attention to give you fair warning. There's always a warning before the storm, right? And so this is, even though it's a storm, but the storm is a warning before the coming of Yahushai, right? Because the little bit of destruction, well, the destruction that we see, which is of a natural disaster, is only a fraction of a point something of what is gonna happen when Yahushai comes back, right? So it's not even the same thing. And you see how our people are in disarray, and they're frantic, and they don't know what to do with just natural disasters. So imagine what it's going to be like when Yahushua comes back.
Con, I got a precept too, real quick. Let me bring this out. Sirach 39:28. It says, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them." Right? So when you look at these things that are created by the Most High, it's created to appease him. It's created to please the Most High. He made this for the unrighteous, right? And it says with about verse 29, fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. So these are spirits, right? So you got to think about it. Why every time a hurricane is created or a storm is created, they have to give it a name? When you look at the scriptures, they give the spirits names, right? So they say what hurricane, and they got the spirit it's an entity, right? It has something to it. They got to give it a description
Con.
because it's something, right, that the Most High created. So this is a spirit that was created for vengeance, right? In their fury, they lay on the sore strokes. You listen. You got another thing coming. If you think people did not feel this storm, right? All right. Went over there yesterday. It looks crazy. It looks like a bomb literally dropped over there. Right. Certain parts, of course, especially Esau neighborhood, looked like a bomb dropped. I'm telling you. roofs gone, houses collapsed,
Hallelujah.
gas stations gone, right?
All
Buildings
praises.
not where you left them. Like, you think about it, you go out
All
to your
praises.
car not in the same place no more.
Con, I got a video on that too.
Con.
I had to I wanted to show this video. I don't know, man. It's sideways.
Is
So
it the McLaren? Salakia.
oh no, I got a video on that too. It's this video. It's sideways though. Like, so if you're watching from your phone, you would pretty much have to turn your phone sideways. But you got to see this, man. This thing is crazy. It's like a before and after of Fort Myers, and after the hurricane passed. So I'm gonna just play this right quick. Right. Let me see this right here. Vibing.
I find it funny they don't show on the other side where we be at, man.
Right.
They showing a nice,
Con, of course.
Bro,
that's utter destruction, man.
straight up. That's just that's what they call a natural disaster, right? Just imagine how the Most High is gonna come back and destroy this place, man.
What? Con.
Like, you gotta think, like, even like when I was on that side, you have metal poles, like literally, it's like a monster came through and just bent the pole.
Word.
Steel pole you're talking about.
Word.
How does the wind or something you can't see it.
Con.
And it just destroyed stuff like this. Like, it's crazy, man.
Con. Like, how you really can't do nothing about that, man. Like, look at this. These are look at these cars right here, man. Look at these cars.
And you got to think, some of these cars got payments on them.
Yeah, right. You might as well just chop it up. You might as well just call the bank already. Say, yo,
for real, man.
You wake up, then you see
A
the
boat
back of a boat.
That's a boat on the second floor. That's crazy.
On, man.
What's that movie? Ice Age? Or Days of Tomorrow, where that big cargo boat was going through New York City.
You talking about The Day After Tomorrow? That movie?
Yes, con.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like right now.
There was video clips of alligators swimming in people's houses.
Ooh.
Damn. Teeth of wild beasts.
Con.
So when we go out,
the
thing, right? So when we go out teaching, it's like people don't like, we understand this from a spiritual aspect.
Right.
Like, people think what we're saying is a game, but we read all of these things out of the scriptures, right? But they don't listen to the servants of the Most High. Obviously, they look at us like it's a joke, it's a game. Like, we don't have to listen to y'all. But I'm gonna show y'all something. This is 2 Chronicles 36:16. It says, "But they mocked the messengers of God and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of the Lord arose against his people until there was no remedy." There was no remedy against this storm. I don't care how much you bolted up your house, how much tape you put on your window, right? How much strings you put on your roof to keep the tiles down. If the Most High wanted to uproot that thing, it was coming up, right? There was no, I don't care how many sandbags you put at your front door. Think about the video we just seen. You think sandbags gonna stop water coming in your house? Nah. You can't. There's no remedy. You can't stop what the Most High has planned. Right? But go ahead.
Con, you see, this is downtown. This is literally where we teach at. right? This is the whole plaza right here just flooded, man. Right? This is the whole place where we teach at. Right? Just straight destruction. Right? And this is what we try to tell our people, man. Try to get right with the Most High before he makes his visitation upon earth. Right? Officer Asher, can you give me the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 38, Baba Shah? The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 38. Right? Because we try to teach our people and wake them up before the Most High brings his judgment. Right? Because it's gonna be too late, man. Right? Let me get the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 38, Baba Shah.
God, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Right. So our people just vibing, dancing, right? No care in the world, right? At the club,
Twerking.
right? Right, twerking, right? Worrying about the NFL season, worrying about the NBA preseason, right? Worrying about everything else but trying to get right with the Most High. Worrying about everything else but trying to be blameless and clean in the eyes of the Most High. They're not trying to come back to the Most High and repent before it's too late. Right? Keep going on that.
God, verse 39. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away.
And did what?
And took them all away.
Right. So that's what the scriptures tell us. All the sinners of my people shall die, man. They were all taken away. They all received that destruction from the Most High by not taking heed to his prophets. Right. And you can finish that off.
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Right. So we see the Most High through his son Yahushua gave us that instruction on to be prudent. Right. Well, what's that scripture? Right. Brothers was pulling that precept. A prudent man. Right. Let me get that. Can you give me the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3? Officer Asher Baba Gusha. Right? We have to be prudent. We have to be proactive in this thing. A lot of our people, they will wait till the last minute. They're trying to buy 30 gallons of water and 30 gallons of gas. Right? Come on, man.
I got it.
Come on, bring it out, King.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Right? And then they're punished, man, because they pass on. They don't take heed to the words of the Most High. The Most High gave us this instruction, right? He says, through the commandments, we are wiser than the ancients, meaning we consider the days of old and take heed unto it, right?
I was gonna say too, people when this storm hit, I don't think people realize that it's the Most High that's doing it, because they have an all-loving God in their mind. You know what I'm saying? And they just gonna take it as, Esau told me I should be evacuating, I should have evacuated. That's how they're gonna take that.
Right. That's a good point. Like they think this is just Mother Nature doing Mother Nature, but the Most High is in control of this. Right. I got a precept real quick. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and I'll start at verse 6. It says, "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." Right. So we out there in the highways and byways in Fort Myers, right? We're complaining continually, right? We're complaining about the wickedness, the unjust murders, the people that just want to profanely commit things that are contrary to the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments, but they don't want to hear until these certain things happen. We are those souls that continually complain, right? But like, just like what Nathaniel was saying, Officer Nathaniel, I got another precept for that. I'm gonna get Proverbs chapter 28 and verse 5. It says, "Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things." So when we look at this storm, we know that the Most High did this, right? But evil men, people that are evil, they don't understand judgment. They don't understand the judgment, the things that come with breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, right? I do not believe this storm was just a coincidence. Look at that, right? I don't believe this storm was a coincidence. I don't believe it just popped up out of thin air. This is all the Most High is doing. But people think that this was just, something that, you know, a coincidence. It was just created. It created out of thin air. No, the Most High put this thing together. He created this spirit to go straight across Fort Myers. Literally, the eye was on Fort Myers. I don't believe that's a coincidence. Huh?
All right.
Con, another thing too is like you were saying earlier, there's a lot of blood in Fort Myers, man. There's a lot of blood in the land from slavery
Yeah.
and from up until now. I'm pretty sure there's unjust killings we don't hear nothing about. There's there's wicked killings of our brothers killing each other. You know what I'm saying? And I got a precept for that. Just the book of Genesis, chapter 4, and verse 10. And he said, "What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground." Letting you know that the voices, the blood that's in that land is crying unto the Most High, and he gonna handle that.
Khan, and to the point that Captain Kadash, brought out earlier in regards to this being punishment. This is the Most High sending His judgment on the earth. I have Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4, and it says, "And the Most High said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." And this is what we do when we go out there every weekend, begging our people, pleading to our people to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, because destruction is coming, judgment is coming, right? And this was just a small portion of what's going to come, right? Verse 5, and it says, "And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary." Then they begin at the ancient men which were before the house, right? And this is what happened, right? It doesn't matter if you're a child. Oh, that child was innocent, right? They shouldn't have drowned, or it was an old lady. Somebody should have helped her. No, this is righteous judgment from the Most High. He put us out there to warn the people, right? To let them know their transgressions, to give them an opportunity to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life. But they pull their shoulder away, right? And they think it's a game. They think it's a game until destruction comes, right? So, I mean, it's just right. It's just righteous judgment by the Most High.
I got a precept to land me back off of what you were saying, Zamar. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 6. "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." So as you see, this hurricane is part of the Most High's vengeance upon the land. Just like Zamar was pretty much saying. Even with Nathaniel, what he was saying about how innocent blood has been shed of our people in that land. So the Most High is being an avenger for us, and showing us the signs that we need to get ourselves together before the time's end. Because if we don't get ourselves together, we're gonna end up in the same situation, and we're gonna fall into anguish and languish. Come on, I yield.
All right, and just going back to what everybody was saying about the blood, being in Fort Myers, the blood that was spilled in Fort Myers, the slavery, and all of the horrible things that happened in the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right, even the name Lee County, right? You got to know where that name comes from, right? It was named after a man named Robert E. Lee, right? He was a Confederate general in the American War. Right. This is a man who stood for slavery. This is a man who participated in slavery. Right. So the land is not innocent. Right.
Con, he literally was a part of the army that was fighting to keep slavery.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right, and they thought it was an honorable thing to name the land after this wicked Edomite, just like they do all over the world. Actually, it's just like a mockery. Like the what is that monument called? With the president's heads, that faces over the, I forget the name of that mountain range, but it's a mockery to the people. It's a mockery to all so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that live in these areas that are named after these racist Edomites that go to schools. You got, George Washington's and Robert E. Lee's and all of these wicked names of people that persecuted us, and we have to go to their institutions, put money into their institutions, live in their cities, right? It's a mockery.
Con.
And Con, all praise these powerful points. And one thing I was thinking about is like, bro, like the Most High really, if he really wanted to go crazy, he could have sent two. He would have sent Ian. He would have sent goddamn Ivan. He could have sent all these other. He could have sent two hurricanes at once, back to back, like how he did Egypt, right? First he sent that one hurricane, then he sent a tornado, then he sent a damn lightning strike. Right, the Most High, man, that's a terrible power, man. If he really wanted to, just imagine he wanted a hurricane, he just did a U-turn and kind of just came back around one more time, right? The Most High, man, the Most High's anger is serious, man. His wrath is serious, right? So,
Salak, I wanted to bring out a quick precept. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 49 and verse 11. This is in regards to what I was saying, about us having to live in these cities, go to these schools, these colleges, these high schools, these middle schools that we go to, right? It's named after our oppressors. And this is Psalms chapter 49 and verse 11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And we have to deal with this. There's no places named after us, right? There's nothing that we can look to in this wicked place, for inspiration or as a tribute to us. Nothing. Everything is named after our oppressor, and it's a mockery, towards us. And it speaks of that in these scriptures.
All
Are
right, that's
you?
Con. All right, I want a Kadash County. You know what I'm saying? I think
Khan, let's go.
that'll be lit. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need. We need that.
Con.
Right?
But we repping these blocks too, though, like the
right,
old
right,
blocks
right.
in the Lee County, Fort
Khan.
Yeah.
Myers. We repping all the places that's named after the same people that's oppressing them.
Bring that
Right.
out.
Good point.
Con. So, all right, Con, all praises. So, I guess we can move forward. We just continue to pray for everybody, that's in Israel that was either affected. All praise to the Most High, the brothers and sisters in the congregation. They was able to stay held up. During that time, and we continue to just ask that you continue to pray for the brothers and sisters. That's in Fort Myers as well. That's keeping the commandments of the Lord. Con. So, I had.
And just to mention, everybody that's watching this video, if you still suffering or if you still going through the effects of the hurricane, you out with power, I know there's no gas and things like that, reach out to us. You got Lee County's number, LOZ's number, drop a comment in the section. We want to help what we can. Don't have that I'm good spirit and you over there struggling by yourself. Know that you have brothers and you have sisters that really want to look out for each other. Like we're one nation. So with that being said, it's like, reach out if you feeling the pain. Like it's bad over there, right? If you got caught up in the midst of Esau getting their judgment, reach out to us so we can kind of help out where we need to. But that's all I got.
Con, all praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Con. So I wanted to pull up this article. This happened actually on the 28th, if I'm not mistaken. And it's about this police sheriff, if I'm not mistaken. I think they said this dude is in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to read about it. And it's just another example right? Just more evidence of the evil innate nature of Esau, right? The scriptures talk about how they were wicked from the womb. So let me just bring this out right quick. All right. 1 second. All right, 1 second.
None of us knows what the world will look like.
Every black that I know, you need to find him to start with. He's a snake.
Of Columbus County.
That's the voice of Columbus County Sheriff Jody Green. An incredible phone call caught on tape talking about his African-American employees.
WECT just obtained a copy of that call, and we have now learned the FBI has opened an investigation into allegations of obstruction of justice at the Columbus County Sheriff's Office. Investigative reporter Ann McAdams has this exclusive story and joins us now with that recording. Ann?
Fran, on one end of the phone is current Columbus County Sheriff Jody Green. On the other end is Jason Souls, the man who previously served as interim sheriff while officials settled a dispute over the 2018 election. We should warn you, there is some graphic language in this call. Sheriff Green says, quote, he is sick of these black bastards and that every black he knows needs to be fired.
If I had to fire every motherfucker out, and guess what? They having no more. No God.
That's the voice of Columbus County Sheriff Jody Green. He won his seat by 34 votes in an election that was so highly contested, he'd been temporarily removed from office while officials settled the election disputes. That was the setting the night Green called acting Sheriff Jason Souls, saying their office had a snitch.
Immediately after being appointed the interim sheriff, started to get a lot of phone calls from Jody late at night. And this one particular phone call that we received, he made the comment that he hated Democrats. And then he said, I take that back. I hate a black Democrat. And I knew right then, I was like, wow, this is coming from the sheriff. And I had to start recording those conversations.
Former sheriff,
Yeah, right. You with him too.
was the first African-American ever to serve as sheriff in Columbus County.
Con. He said
Yo, I couldn't help but laugh, bro. When white people get mad and stuff, it's just funny. It's not even like something I take serious, man. It's just like y'all.
he was really trying.
And I was just thinking of the scripture where it says, their words are smoother than butter. That wasn't smooth at all. You saw,
right.
Damn, you messed up, man.
Those black bastards.
Right.
Get out the car, nigga. And turn that little Wayne off.
Goddamn little Wayne down.
And I just had to record him. Yeah.
I just had to record him. Yeah. Esau telling on Esau, man. This is wild.
Green says on the call he's specifically concerned that people in his office are leaking information to Hatcher and Melvin Campbell, another African-American.
This is crazy.
An officer Green fired shortly after taking office.
It's stopped. Tomorrow's gonna be a new day. I'm still the mother sheriff, and when I'll go up there and fire my goddamn black bastards. I'm scared. That's stupid.
It gets worse. After the sheriff explains that he's getting phone records from Verizon to trace anyone in his office who's called Campbell or Hatcher, he lets Souls know the plan.
We'll get the snakes head off. Period. And Melvin Campbell's the biggest snake as Louis Hatcher ever dared to be. Every black that I know, you need to find him to start with. He's a snake.
Former Sergeant Melvin Campbell said he was so surprised when he heard this recording of the sheriff talking like this about him, he had to listen to it twice.
The brother said that he was surprised that the sheriff had this racist indignation against him.
Because God loves everybody.
God loves everybody.
We supposed to hold hand in hand.
Right. Right, not Bill. Bill said that
Right. He says hi to me every morning in the hall.
every morning in the hallway.
I just over at the barbecue last week.
Right.
I
Oh,
say
give
hi to
him
him.
the pork ribs and everything.
Baby back
But
ribs.
hey, let's listen. All jokes aside, this is why the Most High said, "Do not trust thine enemy, man."
That's right.
Con.
That's right.
You know, like it's like this is probably the same guy he's been working with, and he's had conversations with. He try to make him seem like he actually care. Ask, hey, how's the family? How's everything else? How's the wife? How's the kids? Right? And then you catch him on a phone call like this, that's not being exposed, knowing that he hates your guts.
Right.
And Con, that's why when I be out there teaching, I tell Esau whenever I see them, I say, you probably be calling us niggers when you walk away, huh? Right? and then you see how their face just get all like crazy and stuff, and they start short circuiting. It's like no.
It's just like, even when you go on like in the comment section, you go on World Star, you go like even gaming like PlayStation, you go on live. They use the N-word, right? Every 2 seconds. But you don't see that out and about. Like they do it behind closed doors. That's why you don't know who to trust. A lot of people make an argument like, well, there's good white people. Well, guess what? I will never know. Because I don't trust any of them. God told me do not trust them.
I would never put my hand in a barrel full of venomous snakes trying to find a good one.
Right. It make no sense.
Con,
I got a precept.
Oh, Con, go ahead, Cap.
This is Proverbs chapter 26 and verse 24. It says, he that hateth, right? Because we know that Esau hates us. We know that the other nations hate us. So it says, he that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. For there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation.
That's cold.
Prime example of the wickedness of this wicked Edomite, right? Against his co-workers who believed that he was a good man, who believed that he would never talk about his fellow officers in that manner, right? Calling them black bastards, right? Saying every black has to be fired. I'm the motherfucker, that mother effing Salakia. I'm the mother effing so-and-so, right? Salakia, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm the mother effing so-and-so sheriff, and it's a new day. This is the wickedness that's in their heart, right? This isn't something that's rehearsed. This is natural, right? The scriptures say that they have a perpetual hatred for us, and it's not something that we should take lightly, right? Because we know that they have this perpetual hatred for us, and that we can't trust our enemy. So I'm surprised that the brother was surprised that man said this about them.
Right. That was a cold precept. The Most High is beautiful, man. And these scripts, like you can't go around that. These scriptures are beautiful. You trust in the Most High, you cannot go wrong. I've yet to see it till this day. But people don't want to listen to the Most High. Like they know better.
Con, I also had isn't there an article? There's something serious about the brother that's calling himself the sheriff. If I'm not mistaken, I think we brought out an article about how slave patrol or sheriffs were basically the origins goes back to being a slave patrol owner, correct? If I'm not mistaken, there's some history on that. I was trying to find that article. Say that again.
No, you're right. That they were originally the slave catchers.
Con, right? So him boasting, I'm the sheriff in town. That goes back, man. He's really saying I'm the head of this plantation. Goddammit, right? So Con, but look what the brother says, right? It's just so clueless.
Before taking the job at the sheriff's office, Campbell, who received the Order of the Longleaf Pine from the governor, spent 30 years as a highway patrol officer under Jody Green's supervision.
And I worked with him, and it kind of shocked me. You know what I mean? That came out his mouth. I thought we was friends, but with friends like that.
Hold on, stop it right there. I thought we was friends.
Right.
My gosh.
Right.
I thought we was friends. What did the Most High say?
I got a precept.
Come on.
I got a precept. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 10.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he
That's
humble
right.
himself, and go crouching, yet take good heed, and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. So, man, scripture say, man, we're not supposed to trust these people, man. Even though they key in our face, they laugh with us, they joke with us. We know at the end of the day, they still want to see us in chains, in bondage, doing being a nigger and doing servitude for them. You know, for this brother to be shocked, knowing, I'm pretty sure he's heard jokes of how he really felt about black people, and they laughed it off. Man, we really have to be attentive to these people because they are the enemy. Thus saith the Most High.
Con, I had a precept as well. This book is Sirach, chapter 6, verse 13.
Con.
Separate thyself from thine enemies
Con.
and take heed of thy friends. Right? The brother was lost in the
God wanted all of us to be together.
Right. Love your enemies, brother.
He wanted us all to be in one room, holding hands, singing Kumbaya.
Right.
Come on, man.
No, I would never. Bill would never say that to me. Right? Come on, man. Come on, brother. Right? And he said he's surprised, he's shocked. You gotta know the devil when you see him, brother. He's just not showing his horns. Right? And I don't know, this brother. And when we say the white man is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of, that he's the enemy to the state, he's an enemy to the nation, right? If I'm not mistaken, he's isn't he the first that's mentioned in Psalms 83? Let me see here. Let me go back to that. Let me just double check that right quick.
Con, I believe so too.
Con, the tabernacles of Edom. If this brother was aware of the tabernacles of Edom, right, of Idumea, right, of Heshaw and Shesaw, if he was aware of that, he wouldn't be surprised. He said, "Oh, well, I already knew that."
And this would be the same brother that would buck up against us too.
Right. He will see us. Y'all preaching hype.
Right? I love white people.
Right.
They love me. We love each other together forever.
Neither Jew nor Greek, brother.
Right.
We're
Neither
all
Jew
one.
nor Greek.
All right. We all, you gonna be all one, and what you call your ass a nigga, bro. Right?
Let them get mad enough.
Right. Let them get mad enough. Right. Let them not do you miss a day of work.
Oh.
Right. You pull over that friendly white man because he ran the red light and he's on, and the sheriff is on duty when you did that. Let them find out you did that.
And I had a precept too. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation. Right. So eventually these nations are going to rise up against each other. Right. And our people are going to be caught slipping really bad if they think that they're going to be rising with the nation of Edom against another nation. Right. And it's gonna be real bad, man. It's sad to know that, like, these people don't understand what's going on the chessboard. They can't even see the other player.
Con, precept, because like initially the brother was the sheriff, right? And then the Edomite ended up becoming the sheriff. Now, when the brother was up there, you ain't hear nothing about this police, this city, this town. You didn't hear nothing about this police force. Never. Now all of a sudden you got this Edomite in charge, right? And everything's in disarray. People are getting fired. People are being treated unjustly. They're all in the news, right? So Proverbs 29:2 says, the classic, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn, right? And you're seeing this, right? The scriptures are being manifested in this situation right here, right? The whole police force is in disarray. All the black people got fired. Everybody, right? They're all on the news. You got this wicked Edomite, and not only does it affect the police force, but it affects the community. All the Israelites that are hearing about this and like, well, we don't trust the police force, right? And this is something that's going all across the United States, right? This is a common theme. So this isn't something this is not an isolated situation. This is something that's being normalized throughout the United States in the police force. That's why we don't trust nobody.
Con. Let me finish this. I'm gonna finish powerful points, Kings. Let me finish this this video off. It's like 30 seconds left.
In the months that followed, the only
Hold
two
on, I gotta
black
run that
members
back.
of Sheriff
Hold
Kind
on.
of shocked me. You know what I mean? That came out his mouth. I thought we was friends. But with friends like that, who needs enemies?
With friends like that, who needs enemies? The brother's spitting right now, right? But I mean, it's just, come on, brother. That is your enemy, brother. It's simple as that. That is your enemy, brother.
In the months that followed, the only two black members of Sheriff Green's command staff were demoted or fired. Souls says ever since making that recording, he's been working to bring it to the attention of county commissioners, court officials, the attorney general, and the SBI over concerns that the county's most powerful law enforcement leader had a bias against black people.
And I was told to just keep documenting everything that happens so that we would have a paper trail of it, and we did.
But Souls said no matter who he and his supporters turned to, nothing happened. Souls is now running against Green for sheriff and doesn't want people to think his actions are politically motivated. But he says people need to know the real Jody Green.
And I didn't want to do this to begin with. You know, I wanted help. I wanted to do it the right way. And I have reached out to everyone that I know to reach out to. I've even tried to get to the governor. You know, I started at the bottom with the commissioners and worked all the way to the top, to the AG's office and the governor's office.
So look, I have one thing real quick.
This
is that liberal white man that you don't see coming. You know what I'm saying? Because he make it look like, oh, he trying to fight for us and this and this and that. You know what I'm saying? These the type the real like
he has
white,
a bigger
you know
agenda.
what I'm saying? Those are the ones you don't really hear about. You know, the other ones they the dumb ones. These are the smart ones that try to get under the hood. You know what I'm saying? Put those people of implant those black leaders in our community. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of white man you got to really look out for, man.
Con, that kind of sparked like my mind just now. So basically, him exposing this white dude wasn't to show, oh, see how racist he is.
Yeah,
he really was just exposing him to say, because they just said that he's running for the sheriff position as well. So he's really doing this for political gain.
That's right.
So wow, that is crazy.
But and here's one thing, like, to let me back. He's seen that as a moment of opportunity to strike, to solidify and submit himself as the sheriff. Because once they incriminate him, who else is gonna be running after him? Right. Nobody. So that's for this dude right here. That's clear pickings for him.
So now this makes sense. So first of all, they was having a private conversation. Now they're running against each other. They're having a private conversation. He started recording. He said, "Oh, I got this nigga now. I got this nigga now."
Right.
That's funny, man. He saw the damn devil. He said, "I'm gonna be a bigger devil than you, man."
That's right.
But it's a lot. And also, they're basically giving us a front row seat on how they operate to gain power. This is basically a front row seat on how they operate in order to gain top positions in this world through deceit, lies, blackmailing, all of these wicked things. This is how they gain power.
These are the treaty type white dudes. The treaty, they bring the treaties to you.
Yes, the oath breakers. How you?
We spoke to Sheriff Green about the recording on Monday. At the time, he said he had no recollection of that conversation, so we provided him with a copy of the recording. Late this afternoon, he posted a statement on Facebook saying his office serves citizens of all races. And although he admits to using offensive language, he denies saying anything with racial or malintent. Green said he would cooperate fully with the SBI investigation.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
I don't remember calling him a nigger. I mean, come on, man. Esau don't even remember when he's racist, right? Esau can't even keep up.
He's doing so much. He simply forgot.
He just forgot. That's a normal conversation for him. He's trying to recall what the hell he was talking about when he said that.
I want every nigger on the police fired.
If he's a nigger, he's fired. If it's a dark skin, he's fired. Come on, man.
Right. Going the hell off.
Come on, man. Because we see what's going on, man. The Most High is exposing the wickedness on this earth, man. All praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For the Most High is really exposing this thing, man. Right? The scriptures talk about how Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning. Right? We're going to be watching Esau's world end. Right? We're going to be watching Esau's world end. Right? With that, I yield.
Con, real quick, I got a precept. Give me 1 second. I want to bring out I think it's Nahum chapter 3 and verse 5. And it says, "Behold, I am against thee, saith the Most High of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock." And as we were just saying, the Most High is revealing all the wickedness of the other nations, not just Esau, right? So this is begun. Most High willing, going to become a common theme, showing the wickedness of the other nations and all the wickedness that they've done to the children of Israel. This is prophecy, right? And so we, like Officer Asher was saying, we get a front row seat at the wickedness of the other nations. They're exposing themselves, right? And all things are going to be revealed in the end. All praises to the Most High for that. Come on.
Khan, all praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Khan, I pray that everybody was edified. Like we said earlier at the beginning, Cap was bringing it out. Anybody in the Fort Myers area that may need assistance, that may need any type of support, just continue to reach out to us. We have all our information in our bio. Let me just pull it up just right quick. We have all our information in our bio. You can definitely contact us. If you need any information, we have an email and a phone number. So just continue to contact us. We could definitely stay in touch, so we can help assist where we can. All praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We do appreciate everybody that continues to tune in to these live streams. Continue to, subscribe to all the channels that we have. We got Shofar Loud, where we got all our music here, right? Where we got a different, different music here as well. For brothers and sisters that's asking for the intro, right? All the brothers and sisters in the chat. Where's the intro? Where's the intro music? Where can I find the intro? Right? We love the support. Shofar Loud is the plug, right? Shofar Loud is the plug. So continue to, like and subscribe to Shofar Loud. You can find all our intro music and things like that on there. So you can basically, stay up to date with all the music that we have that we're pushing, so all praises to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We do appreciate everybody that continues to tune in. Make sure you like and subscribe and like the video when you come in, right? You don't want to just dine and dash, right? You come in, you receive that notification, right? You receive that word, just like the video for the algorithm. We're trying to push this truth, right, until the chariots fly. All right, so all praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Peace and love to the children of Israel. And we say death and destruction to Babylon. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Now Yahweh Shemashak Yashai Bakatah.
Now Yahweh Shemashak Bakatah. Shalom.
Shalom.
Khan.